I'm going to graph the solution to the inequality 2x minus 3y is greater than 6. The first step I'm going to do is solve for y. To solve for y, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides to get a negative 3y is greater than negative 2x plus 6. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. So I have to do everything on the right side by negative 3. Use the distributive property because there's two terms over there. So whenever you divide by a negative, if you remember with the inequalities, the inequality changes to a less than. So whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you've got to change the direction of the inequality. So I wrote that there on the right. So what do we get is a 2 negatives is a positive 2/3 x minus 2. Your second step is you need to graph y equals 2/3 x minus 2 with a dotted line. Anytime it's a plain less than or a plain greater than, it's a dotted line. When it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, it's a solid line. The reason for this is because when it's less than, the line is not included. So they signify it by a dotted line. And when it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, it's is included. So here's my graph. I'm going to use the y equals mx plus b, where the m is 2/3 and the b is negative 2. So I'm going to plot a point at negative 2. That's my, if you remember, that's the y-intercept. And this is the rise over the run from that point. So from that point, I'm going to go up 2 over 3. And I'm going to do a dotted line. Again, if y is less or equal to or greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line. And if y is less than or y is greater than, it's going to be a dotted line. Again, what we're doing is we're looking for the solution where all the y's are less than this line. So if it was less than or equal to, obviously that line would be included. But we're looking for where the y's are smaller than that line, strictly smaller. So that's why they do the dotted line. Okay, so that's the step 3, is the shading. And again, with the same logic, we're going to shade the things that are below that line because we're looking for the things less than. Y is less than. So things that are less than are below the line. If this would have said greater than, it would have been above the line. The book has another way of doing it. Sometimes they like to test a point. So let's talk about that. What they do is they test any point that's not on the line. A lot of times they pick 0, 0 if it's not on the line. And they go back to the original equation and they plug that in there. So let me scroll down a little bit and plug it in 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0. And that is equal to 0. So, and 0 is not greater than 6. So 0, 0 is not part of the solution. And notice how 0, 0 is not part of the solution. So that's another way you can do it, is you could not just graph it any which way. You don't have to worry about reversing the direction of the inequality. But you just graph the line, make it a dotted line, and then test the point. If you test any point and the answer is no, you shade on the opposite side. If its answer is yes, obviously that point is included. That's the answer to how you graph the solution to the inequality.